Today's episode is sponsored by Midwest Fire. For more than 20 years, Midwest Fire has been manufacturing high-quality tankers, tanker pumpers, and fire rescue vehicles in the United States and Canada. Keeping firefighters safe while enhancing their capabilities is what they do best. To learn more, go to MidwestFire.com.
We can dance, everybody look at your hands. We can dance, everybody's taking the chance. Safe to dance, oh it's safe to dance. Yes, it's safe to dance.
Hello and welcome to episode 239 of the Situational Awareness Matters show. I'm your host, Rich Gassaway. The purpose of this program is to help improve situational awareness and high-risk decision-making for individuals and teams who work in high-stress, high-consequence, time-compressed environments with changing conditions. The SAMatters mission is simple. We want to help you see the bad things coming in time to avoid bad outcomes. I'm coming to you today from Buckley, Washington, where I'm in town to assist the Buckley Fire Department in the hiring process of a recruitment and retention coordinator position. Following that, I'll be doing a program for the Shoreline Fire Department, also here in Washington. In today's feature segment, I share a story about a command officer who visited a fire station and observed the crews watching fire videos while calling the firefighters in the video stupid. The commander turned the event into a learning opportunity. But before we get to that, in case you've missed the last couple episodes, you might want to go back and give them a listen. I'm running a series of flashback episodes from the early days of the SAMatters show. When I first launched this show back in May of 2014, I had some amazing guests who shared some incredible near-miss stories. The problem is the show was new, really new. And I didn't yet have a followership, or at least not like the followership we have today. So I want to give the listeners and the viewers who weren't with us back then an opportunity to learn from some of those powerful stories. But before I jump into the feature segment, let me take another moment to mention a special offer that I'm running on enrollment for the Situational Awareness Matters Online Academy. Most first responders have received little or no training on situational awareness and high-risk decision-making, and that might be funny if it weren't so tragic. Did you know that issues related to situational awareness and flawed decision-making are leading contributing factors in near-miss and casualty reports? And many times the issues that led to the casualty might have been avoided if the responder or responders had developed and maintained strong situational awareness. Well, I'm on a quest to fix that problem, and I really want to help improve your safety and your decision-making, and I really want to help you to accomplish the most important goal of all, and that's to go home to the ones who love you. And I hope you share this goal as well. And if you do, let me help you. I've put together an incredible offer for fire departments. Until November 30, a department can enroll up to 100 of their members for a flat fee of $2,999. Let me give you some perspective on how good a deal that is. The regular tuition for the academy is $199 per student. Even if your department enrolls less than 100 members, this is still a great bargain. To learn more, visit the SAMatters.com website and click on the green box on the right side of the homepage labeled Online Academy. Or you can just send me an email at support@richgassaway.com or give me a call at 612-548-4424 and I'll talk you through what it's all about and such. All right, let's jump into our feature segment, a discussion on how easy it is for first responders to adopt a judgmental mindset and miss important lessons that can improve situational awareness. Recently, I was having a conversation with a fire commander who shared the following experience with me. He stopped by one of the fire stations to visit the crews and came upon a group of firefighters huddled around a computer screen watching videos. Relax, this is not a lecture about watching inappropriate videos on the fire department computer. In fact, the videos were quite appropriate. Rather, this is a lesson about how to use video segments to improve situational awareness. What was inappropriate was the firefighters' reactions to the videos. While they were watching emergency scenes where the actions of crews were demonstrating unsafe practices, the firefighters who were watching these videos were laughing at the videos, and some retorted with, "How stupid can they be?" Unfortunately, this fire commander, or fortunately I should say, this fire commander had spent some time talking recently with me about this very problem, and he knew how to handle the situation. And here's what he did. Content and context. The first lesson he shared was that things are not always as they appear. That's a good point. Many of the video clips posted on YouTube or social media are short segments of time. What is captured out of context with other things that are happening at the emergency scene. Viewers of the videos often know very little about how things unfolded leading up to what they called the stupid behavior that they were watching. Don't be so quick to judge. Another good lesson shared by this chief. Sometimes we're quick to pass judgment, oftentimes too quick. It seems to be a natural defense mechanism. It's like we have a need to defend our honor and abilities by comparing ourselves, often in uncomplimentary ways, to what other people are doing. As I get the opportunity to be in the company of many first responders throughout the year, I see this phenomena play out often. They are so quick to judge other departments. I've observed that it doesn't even matter if those who are passing the judgment were even on the call or not. It is very easy for them to see what they think are the things that are going wrong. The session this chief observed was being couched as training by those huddled around the computer. And in all truthfulness, this probably wasn't very productive. Entertaining perhaps, but not productive. The chief knew this though, and he changed the focus of the session with one question. As one of the video segments ended and the rants were beginning, the chief asked, "Do you think they were doing that on purpose?" The room fell silent. The question appeared to be rhetorical, so obvious that it didn't require any answer at all. But the chief did not relent. He asked the question again, demanding that someone answer. Finally, "No," came the answer. And at that point, the judging stopped and the learning began. Judging and learning are not compatible. You cannot learn while you're busy passing judgment on to others. I know this all too well, as I was one of those judges. Consequently, a whole lot of very important lessons passed me by because I didn't take the time to learn, to understand on a deeper level how those bad things were happening, and most disturbingly, how those things could have happened to me. When I stopped judging and started learning, my mind opened up to new explanations that improved my learning and my situational awareness. My advice from this episode is simply three things. First, realize things are not always as they appear. Frame what you see and read in a context of the events and the information that led up to the actions or inactions. Secondly, don't be so quick to judge the actions of others. And finally, always ask, why did it make sense for them to be doing or not doing something? Now, you might notice that there's been a change of scenery here in this podcast. As I recorded this episode at the Buckley Fire Department, but now I'm at my hotel room at the SeaTac Airport. And when I went to edit and prep the show to go up onto YouTube and iTunes tomorrow, there was a problem with the sound, so I'm having to re-record the rest of the episode. So I'll just thank you for being patient with that. Since 2007, SAMatters instructors have helped more than 1,200 organizations and more than 67,000 individuals improve high-risk decision-making, including first responders, industrial workers, military personnel, business leaders, medical professionals, utility workers, highway workers, school bus drivers, aviation workers, oil refinery operators, and more. If you work in a high-risk, high-consequence decision-making environment, then we are here to help improve your safety and your survival, and to help you accomplish the most important goal of all, and that's to go home to the ones who love you.
Welcome to Chief Miller. Chief Miller operates the largest social media page dedicated to the men and women of the fire service from around the world. Check him out on Instagram at Chief_Miller. Find him on Twitter at Chief_Miller. And check out the website where you can find Chief Miller Apparel at chiefmillerapparel.com.
I'd like to take a moment to thank the organizations, companies, agencies, and departments that have hosted recent Situational Awareness Matters training for their team members. The Anderson County Fire Department in Anderson, South Carolina. The University Heights Fire Department in University Heights, Ohio. The International Association of Fire Chiefs Volunteer and Combination Officers Section Symposium in the Sun in Clearwater Beach, Florida. The Rogue Interagency Training Association in Medford, Oregon. And the Shoreline Fire Department in Shoreline, Washington.
I think Rich's ability to connect with any crowd, that's a gift that he has, and it's easily transferable.
This is the second or third time that I've heard him speak. There's some teeth to the information that he brings.
It's been really good. Good mixes. He knows when to throw in a joke here and there to get you back involved.
Some tools. I'm a new lieutenant, so very, very interesting. And some of these things I can take back to the station and use with some of the new firefighters I have on my crew.
Something to get you thinking about your job more, big picture type stuff. I've seen him before. A good review for sure.
I have heard him before, yes. After he speaks, there's usually an enlightenment because now they're more aware of what's going on around them and what they're experiencing as they respond into calls.
He's very, very knowledgeable. I'm enjoying it so far.
And that intuition, that's a big one. The video that you just showed up here, we're getting a lot out of this. I think this is a really good seminar, especially for new people and old. Well, I think it's very informative. This talk gives us more ammunition to do all three.
They're relatable to what we have experienced or very well could experience, so he makes it easy to let the knowledge sink in.
I mean, it's awesome. A lot of stories you can usually relate to yourself and calls you have been on, aha moment. Like, he just helps you focus on picking out the right things. It's awesome. It's a refresher and keeps my eyes open. It's good stuff.
If people listen to the message that he has, it's an incredible message delivered by a very compassionate person. Strategy and tactics are going to always change. Situational awareness it doesn't change. It's always there.
He's got some good stories to tell, and he's very thorough with his stories, and it's interesting listening to him.
Very clear speaker, and he talks on our level because he's been there, he's been in the trenches. I think he's doing well, and I'm looking forward to the second half.
If you're interested in attending one of our upcoming programs, here's where we'll be next. November 24 through December 11 will be at the Syncrude Oil Refinery in Fort McMurray, Alberta. Then a break for Christmas. And then January 3 through 9, back at the Syncrude Oil Refinery in Fort McMurray, Alberta. January 12th at the Quad Cities Fire Chiefs Association meeting in Lewiston, Idaho. January 15 to 16, the Pearland Fire Department in Pearland, Texas. January 26th, the Toledo Fire Department in Toledo, Ohio. February 2 and 3, the Missouri Winter Fire School in Columbia, Missouri. February 22nd, the West Virginia Emergency Services Conference in Pipestem, West Virginia. March 4 through 8th, the North Shore Tour across the northern part of Minnesota. March 12th, the Maryland Fire Rescue Institute National Fire Service Staff and Command Program in Towson, Maryland. March 25 through April 3, the Pearl Harbor Naval Shipyard in Oahu, Hawaii. To see the locations of all the upcoming Situational Awareness Matters tour stop events, just go to the SAMatters website and click on the blue box on the right side of the homepage labeled Live Training Dates. If you're interested in hosting a program, just click on the Contact Us tab on the top of the SAMatters homepage, and I will give you a call. If you want to become part of the SAMatters community of learners, there's a couple of ways you can do that. Check the show notes for how to get connected with us through our newsletter membership, podcast subscribers, YouTube subscribers, and how to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Instagram. There we share ideas about how to improve situational awareness, how to make better decisions under stress, and how to improve the skills of critical thinking and resilient problem solving. Well, that's it. Episode 239 of the SAMatters show is complete. Thank you to our awesome sponsors, Midwest Fire and Chief Miller. Thank you to all the companies and agencies and organizations that have hosted Situational Awareness Matters training programs. Thank you to all the organizations that have hosted the live, virtual, internet-based training events. Thank you to the more than 2,500 students and graduates of the highly acclaimed Situational Awareness Matters Online Academy. Remember that special enrollment for the Academy that I mentioned earlier in the episode, as it expires November 30. And most importantly, thank you, the listeners and viewers of this show, for sharing some of your valuable time with me today. I really appreciate your support of the SAMatters mission. Be safe out there, and may the peace of the Lord and strong situational awareness be with you always.
You've been listening to the Situational Awareness Matters radio show with Dr. Richard B. Gassaway. If you are interested in learning more about situational awareness, human factors, and decision-making under stress, visit SAMatters.com. If you are interested in booking Dr. Gassaway for an upcoming event, visit his personal website at richgassaway.com.